here. Okay. Well, we can get started. Thank you guys so much for coming to my second Pau Hana for kvCORE. Thank you for bearing with me for these technical difficulties. I know we'll get them straightened out here in a couple weeks, but thank you so much. So today I wanted to focus on hashtags because hashtags are one of like the vital key components of kvCORE. And if you don't understand hashtags in kvCORE, then a lot of the systems won't work to the best that they can, right? So what are hashtags? And I'm going to go really slow today, just so we really understand it. So if you guys have questions, I believe you can unmute yourself, jump in there. Like, I definitely want you guys to get the most out of this. So here we are on the kvCORE dashboard, but everybody can hear me good, right? Can someone just say yes for me?
Yes, Kelly.
Okay, thanks, Jesse. Okay, so here we are on the kvCORE dashboard. And so we're wondering, what is a hashtag? So a hashtag within kvCORE is a way to categorize and like group people together. So if you are trying to reach a group of first-time home buyers, you would do hashtag first-time home buyer. Or if you're trying to reach a group of people that are looking at specifically Kona Bali Kai condos, you can do hashtag Kona Bali Kai condos. Or if it's say it's a seller, hashtag Kona Bali Kai seller. So it's just a way that you can group people together and keep them as a category. And there's a couple different ways you can create them. So how you'll want to create them is a couple ways. One way over here, does anyone have questions about that? Do you guys understand? It's basically like a way to categorize people and file them together in their own groups.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So when I create the hashtag, is it just my hashtags, or if someone else has the same hashtag, it's going to pull their hashtag?
It is your hashtag. So you can sometimes, it depends what you're doing. Sometimes you can see other people's hashtags, but it's yours. It's yours. The system knows it won't give you anybody else's stuff.
Thank you.
Yes. So for, if it's Zillow leads, you can do hashtag Zillow lead and it's your hashtag. So for those who were coming on, we were just talking about the hashtag, what it is. And it's basically a way to categorize people together. If you're trying to target people that only want oceanfront condos, you could do hashtag wanted oceanfront condos. So it's just a way to keep everyone together. Oh, Renelle, you're unmuted there. So a couple ways, how do you make hashtags? So a couple ways you can do it is, we'll show you guys this way first. Under lead engine, wait, is this right? Nope, sorry, marketing. All of our marketing lives here under marketing, all marketing. And down here at the bottom, you see hashtag management. This is where you can manage, merge, and edit your hashtags, as well as create them. So this is a good space where all the hashtags live. This is their home. You can view hashtags. And here is every hashtag that I've ever created, right? If you go down here. So starting from the top, you can see what the hashtag name is. So second down here, Vista Waikoloa seller. So here I was trying to target sellers or homeowners, condo owners in Vista Waikoloa. So to keep them together, I put it as hashtag Vista Waikoloa seller. You can see here that there's 6 contacts. So there's 6 contacts in my system that have this hashtag assigned to them. So they're in this group, these 6 people. And then here you can edit it or delete it. over here in the corners where you can create it. So say you decide, say you decide you want to create a hashtag for Kona Bali Kai owners. You don't have to add the hashtag. You can just do Kona Bali Kai owners. It's gonna think, and you always have to click it in. So a thing about hashtags is there's no spaces. So if you ever have an error, it's probably because you have a space in there. It's all just one connect. So as you can see here, they're all one word here. And actually, you don't have to add the hashtag. So that was something I found out later. I must have made these before I knew that. So no need to add the hashtag symbol before the words. Then it says hashtag name. So we want to do Kona Bali Kai owners. Add contacts to hashtag. At least one contact is required. So you kind of annoying. You have to add someone to it to create it this way. So I have myself in the system, one of my not popular emails, just kind of like a spam email. And I have it in my system as a contact. And every time I create one, I just add that person to it. So here I will just do, and his name is Tommy Tester. And he's just who I use to test my things. So say you want to, you have a contact in here. They come into your system and they're looking for specifically Kona Bali Kai unit. So you're like, okay, or no, sorry, it's a Kona Bali Kai seller, right? Comes into your system. Oh, I'm thinking about selling Kona Bali Kai, and you want to group them together for, future, if you ever want to reach back out and you just want to group them together, you can put Kona Bali Kai owners and then add that contact and add hashtag. Got to click it in. There we go. You always have to have it be gray. Add hashtag. And it takes a few minutes to add. So that's one way you can create it, is by going into marketing. Down here at the bottom is your hashtag management. View hashtags. And you can create it over here on the right side. And that'll create the hashtag. So now, if you go down here and see, I have all the Big Island Realtors in my CRM. So I have it as hashtag Big Island Realtors, so I know who they are. They're all grouped together. Let's see, and down here, I have Kona Bali Kai owners. There's one contact, and I can edit it or delete it. So say, this one right here, Kona Bali, or what's this? This is Kailua Kona. I don't really need that tag, so I could just delete it. Oh, wrong one, delete. And when you confirm that you delete the hashtag, it will not update any auto search. Okay. It doesn't change anything. It just deletes it. So then here you can edit. Actually, let's click it. You can click it. And here is the hashtag details. So once you're in on your hashtags, which is where they all live, this is their home, right? In the hashtag manager, you can go down and find Kona Bali Kai owners, click on it, and this is where they all live. So everyone that is assigned that hashtag, Kona Bali Kai owners, their contact will show up here. So that way, if you get somebody coming into your system and they say they want to buy specifically a Kona Bali Kai condo, you're like, great. I have Kona Bali Kai owners in here from past experience working with, etc. Can go marketing, hashtag management. I can scroll down and find it. See, Kona Bali Kai owners, fabulous. And here's every Kona Bali Kai owner that I have in my system. So then different things you can do here on the, anybody have any questions so far? We're following. Am I going?
have a question, Kelly.
Yes.
So when you create a hashtag or say assign it like to Tommy Tester, it's not going to automatically sign him up for a smart campaign unless that hashtag is already part of that campaign. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So if for smart campaigns, and we'll get into that here in a few minutes, but a way that you can start a smart campaign is by a trigger, and the trigger can be that hashtag. So that's a good point, Kylie. You do have to be mindful that when you assign that hashtag to people, if it has a smart campaign connected to it, it'll start that smart campaign. So in this instance, I don't have a smart campaign set up to trigger when it's hashtag Kona Bali Kai owners, so nothing will happen. But if I had a smart campaign, I have one currently set up for like new lead, right? Or a new lead that comes into the system. If I would assign that hashtag and created a hashtag and assigned that smart campaign to it, it would go off, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So since I don't have any smart campaigns getting triggered by this hashtag, nothing will happen.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? Okay. So here is the hashtag details. Here you can see all the contacts. So we have one, but you know, in the future you might have 10, 20, 30. You can email hashtag. So this is another great way that you can communicate with a group of people, right? So for instance, we have a prospect that only wants to buy in Kona Bali Kai. So we're like, great, we have a hashtag of Kona Bali Kai owners. So we can email everyone in that hashtag. And you can click email hashtag. Oh, just kidding. You gotta highlight the people. So here you can click each individual box next to their name. Or if you push this top box next to name, it'll highlight everyone. So if we had this clicked and there was like 30 people in here, it would highlight all 30, right? But since we only have one, it's just going to email contact Tommy Tester. And sometimes here it'll say like 32 plus people, 42 plus people. So if you click this top one here, it's going to get everyone. So if you don't want to send it to everyone, then you need to go through and individually click each person next to their, or each box next to their name, right? So we can email hashtag. Now this is an email. You can, it'll say who it's all going to. So right now it's just one, but say it says like 32 people. You can have a template set up, and the template is already designed email, right? That you've had done. And you can go as far as have a whole email template set up that says, I need a listing, or I need a property, or I have one in property, I have a buyer, something like that. And you can have it all nice template set up that you can send to this whole hashtag saying, hey, I have a buyer that wants to buy in Kona Bali Kai. Are you thinking about selling? You know, boom. And you can send it off really quickly. So I don't have one of those made yet, which I should, but what could we send as an example? And this is for templates. These are all ones that the system gives you, AKA kvCORE, as well as the ones you've created. So if all my templates and anybody that's done my setup, my kvCORE setup, if they type in their name, and that's why I recommend for your templates, you always put your name in there so you can type your name and easily find all the ones that you've ever created, right? So for example, I know this isn't, well, we'll just do, well, you know what? We'll make one. How about that? We'll just go above and beyond, and we're just going to make one. So since I don't have a template made, we'll just make one. So we'll go advanced editor. When you do advanced editor, you want to make sure, so this is the guts of the email here, right? This is just basic. So basic writing here. So you could even go aloha. Right here is a merge tag, this little sun. And what that does is it's going to connect, it's going to merge it without you having to write it in. So if it's a lead, first name, so it's going to do their first name. So it's automatically going to know when I send this off to Tommy Tester, it's going to Tommy. So it's going to put Aloha Tommy. And you could also do Aloha, their last name. You could do their full name, lead, whatever you want. There's a lot of different merge tag options, right? So for this, we'll just do first name, and we can say, you know, aloha, Tommy. I have a buyer. Reaching out to Kona, Bali, Kai condo owners to, and you know what, let's put up here in the subject before I forget. This is what they're going to see. So this is the subject of the email. So you can say, I have a buyer, right? Something to catch their attention. Reaching out to Kona, Bali, Kai condo owners to let them know I have a buyer ready and interested in Kona, Bali, Kai specifically. Have you thought about selling for the right price? You know, let's talk or something. I don't know. Something. Then you can do mahalo and a merge tag here, the little sun. And there's also some for agent. So you can do your first name, your last name, first name. You can even go as far as do a couple of them. You know, say you wanted to also add your smart number, right? So they can call that number. Just be mindful that with a smart number, and we can get into this in another class, but with a smart number, unless you purchased your own smart number, it's going to be from the team smart number. So this is a number that you don't necessarily want to broadcast out to the world, only within your CRM, because the system is smart enough to know, okay, I'm sending this to Tommy Tester. He's going to reach back out to me and it's going to connect us, right? So if you put this smart number out into the world and I give it to a stranger and he calls the number, it could round robin to anyone on my team because he's not in my CRM. But for this instance, I'm giving him the number that he can call and it's connected. So it's going to know Tommy's calling. I think it might give them the option to call on their computer. I'm not sure. I haven't played around with this too much. But I mean, to prevent that, you can just do your phone number, right? But it's an option. It's a really good option too if you purchased your own smart number, and you can do that for like $30 a month through kvCORE. And it's just kind of like an extra protection. So you're not putting your number everywhere. And that one number is connected to you. Does that make sense? Okay. So you could put the smart number. Let's see, where was I? Because the system's going to know Tommy's my guy. It's going to connect me, right? So you can just keep going. You can go, you know, agent, email. You could just put everything you want. Facebook URL. I haven't played around with too many of these, but as long as you have your Facebook connected in your profile, then it'll connect, right? It'll connect to your Facebook. So that's if you just wanted to send a generic email, you can do that. And then advanced editor would be if you wanted to do a fancy one. And we won't get into that today, but just be mindful, can never say this enough. Once you type this stuff out and then you go, oh, I'm gonna make it look prettier. Once you push advanced editor, you lose everything you just did. So you want to definitely do the advanced editor before you type everything out. Okay. So we won't get into that today. That'll be another class, but we'll just keep going on the hashtags here. So that's how you can send an email, right? You send it to all the Kona Bali Kai owners saying, I have a buyer. Have you been thinking about selling? Boom. And just to recap for everyone that just came on, we're talking about hashtags. And a hashtag through kvCORE is a way to group people together, right? To categorize people as a group. And a way that you can create this is if you go marketing, all marketing, scroll down here to hashtag management. This is like their home. This is where every hashtag you've ever created. And in the future, you'll have, some of the top kvCORE people, they have a hashtag for everything, but they'll all live here. And you can find them. For this instance, we created a hashtag Kona Bali Kai owners. We have one person in it. And we're using the example that we have a buyer that is looking only in Kona Bali Kai. So we want to reach out to this hashtag, this group of people that are owners in Kona Bali Kai, right? So email hashtag, that's one way you can reach out to the group. You can text them, right? So you can just send a text. Candid response is just like an email template, but it's a text, right? So any one of these. See what a good one is. Let's see what this said. Oh, it's for a lender. And these have been made by kvCORE people, the head up people. So I actually was on a meeting the other day and they said that they have tweaked and backed these a lot. So they really believe in all the things that they have put out there for you. So don't be afraid to use them. Also, any of the text that you've created yourself will show up here. So let's just do seller, name your price. Let's see what that says. It says, hi, first name, has that merge tag, right? If you ever don't see that merge tag on there and you want to add it, you can do the little, I don't know what those things are called, but brackets on your keyboard. And you can go, boom, I did the bracket, and then it lets me add, right? Awesome. Okay, company logo, I don't want that. Okay, so this pre-made text that kvCORE came up with, they say, hi, quick question. If you name your price and get it, would you consider selling your home at lead location? So we don't need the lead location for this one, because what a lead location tag is if they're in the contact and you have an address for them. So this would work because this is a Kona Bali Kai owner. So in their contact, if I have their name, their phone number, email, and their address. So I would have like their Kona Bali Kai number 305, right? In there, then this would work. If you don't have their address put in your contact, that next step of actually putting it in there, then this wouldn't work, right? So lead location, let's act like I do. Let's act like I went the extra mile and Tommy Tester is built out and I have his address as Kona Bali Kai number 677, right? Or something. So of course you can change it, make it a little bit more your style. Quick question, if you can name your price and get it, would you consider selling your condo at lead location? So that would be that location in their contact. You can add, I have a buyer ready to buy. Reach out if you want to talk, or I don't know, right? Another thing you could do here is you can, so that would be good, right? For reaching out. You can add an MLS. So if you ever do a text messaging, you can also add the MLS connect to it. So if this was, you know, the opposite and we had an owner and we were reaching out to buyers, or no, not necessarily, but if we wanted to reach out to somebody about a specific MLS listing, you can add that here. So you could go like 657 or whatever the heck it is. Oh, perfect. Volcano. And you can send the listing link. So what it'll do is it'll send the text with like a picture. Let's just do it and see. I hope this comes to my number. It might have went to my mom. Okay, so here for this example, oh, it went to my girlfriend. Okay, so you can see here, it sent out a text. I'm on Tommy Tester's profile. Sent out a text. Aloha, Tommy, quick question. If you could name your price and get it, would you consider selling your condo at Waikoloa? Why did it do that?
You just had it in as lead location.
Yeah, but I have their address is Hilo, so it should have said Hilo.
Earlier when you typed in Tommy something, I did see Waikoloa attached to it, but I don't know what that would be for.
Well, you know, if you ever have that issue where you have a typo, roll with it. Because I, believe it or not, I've sent out typos and I get just as much responses from people being like, I don't own a condo in Waikoloa. Oh, sorry about that. You came through my system that you did. Do you own a condo? Are you thinking about selling? Right. So there's always a way you can play off of it. I don't know why it says Waikoloa. I do not know, but it says, I have a buyer ready to buy, reach out. And then because I added that MLS number, it has the photo and then it has a link they can click that'll go to the properties page on your website. As it should. Okay. Let's try that again. There we go. Cool. So then it brings up that MLS, right? So, side note. Okay, let's not get too off track here. Okay, so back to hashtags. You can email the hashtag group, right? You can text them. You can add a task. So I don't play too much around with adding tasks because you know, I would much rather schedule an email or schedule a text or do something like that than add a task to tell it to call me. But if you wanted to, you know, you can remind yourself something. So say you decided you also want to go door knocking to this group on Monday, you could go, you know, door knock, right? And you could schedule it for next week to yourself. So it'll notify you on your dashboard. It'll say you have a task, but it's kind of just cluttery. I mean, that would be like next level if you're really using your CRM and you're logging the calls and doing all that. But I don't think any of us are at that point right now. But if you ever get there, you can also assign yourself tasks where it'll remind you to do tasks in here, right? Add a task. So that is, and you can edit hashtag. Don't really know what that means. Remove from hashtag. So say you accidentally, you're like, oh, Tommy Tester, he's not a Kona Bali Kai owner. He's looking for a unit. I messed up. You can remove them from the hashtag, right? Now we have 0 contacts in there. This little circle button or little arrow thing, that is a refresh. So if you ever see something is in there, you can just refresh. And now he's gone, right? Refresh, row. You know, if you want 10 contacts, 25 contacts, 50 contacts, right? Kind of thing. So that's one way you can create a hashtag, is through marketing, your marketing page, view hashtag, and you can create it here. Okay. Another way is in a contacts notes. So say Margaret, right? This is one of Dylan's leads that I've been nurturing. Let's see, let's start from the bottom here. So this lead, we'll go nice and slow, came in. Okay, so this is an old lead. So I took a lot of Dylan's old, so this is my broker's old Zillow leads that he had in his Zillow inbox and just kind of died, right? And I've imported them into kvCORE to get them going again. So here you can see hashtag added with Zillow. I did that when I entered them in, and I'll show you how to do that too. Hashtag added. And then I set them up on this campaign to reintroduce, right? Started giving them all the good stuff again. So a way is to add another hashtag is to do it in the notes. So for example, I can see here, I didn't have any notes about this chick, right? She's just an old dead lead. So we put her on the revival campaign, and she responded back eventually to, "Aloha, Margaret, Dylan Nonaka with EXP here. I know you are browsing shopping phase, but what's your timeline when you'd like to buy?" So that was a text that the Smart campaign sent out. And she replied back, "Maybe this summer." Okay, so now I got some info. I responded then, you know, "Mahalo, Margaret, for the update. That's great. No rush on my end. Let me know if you want me to narrow down your property alerts for a specific criteria," right? So just kind of giving it back to her. So say I wanted to, I'm like, okay, she wants to buy this summer. And I wanted to put her in a hashtag of categories of people that want to buy this summer. You can do add note. And here you can see add a hashtag. Type the hashtag symbol, then one or more characters to create a hashtag, or choose from existing hashtag. Okay, so in notes, as I found right over here, this is her property, or excuse me, her contact page. Over here, add note on the right side. And what this is, if you don't know, is basically where you can just take notes about the client. So I actually have some notes here already that was customized from Zillow, right? Down here at the bottom, custom note, custom note. It's just kind of like logging, right? Like a note. So we'll go add note. I always put the date just so I know when it happened. You know, wants to buy this summer. And you can do hashtag. So say I already had one created for everyone that wants to buy in the summer. I can put them on here, or I can create one. So what should I make it say, guys? Like buy. So this would be like buy summer 2022. So that way I know, right? I'm putting her in this category that she wants to buy in summer of 2022. And then you could do pin to top. Yes, so that basically just puts it up to the top. So no matter how many times you come back, that note will stay to the top. I guess we don't really need to put it up top because it doesn't have any like significant information. If it said like she gave me her life story and I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget that she was moving here because her aunt lives here and she wants to come be with her, you know, then that's something I'd want to pin to the top. So that way when I'm corresponding with her, I pull up her profile I remember, oh, this is the chick that's coming for her aunt, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But don't really need to for this. Add note. Should add a note. So again, a reminder that hashtag, we're creating it, right? But if we were signing them up for one that already existed, you got to be mindful about the back end of that hashtag if it's assigned to a smart campaign, right? So if I had a smart campaign set up for people that are looking to buy in the summer, say I did text and calls smart campaign all about summer fun and Hawaii in the summer and buying in the summer, and I added that hashtag, it would then trigger that campaign, right? Because that smart campaign, all about buying in the summertime, if it's triggered by the hashtag, then when I assign the hashtag, it's going to go off. You guys following? Does that make sense? Okay. Am I going too fast? You guys following? Okay. I'm going to take that no news is good news. Okay. So here you can see in the notes that we put hashtag buy summer 2022. And over here on the left of her profile, there's all the hashtags. So she also has the hashtag. So she's categorized as a Zillow lead. And now she has a hashtag buy summer of 2022. So that's another way to create hashtags is over add notes. You can put it in here, right? Hashtag, you know, whatever, oceanfront property only. You know, you can do a hashtag about anything, whatever.
Can the contacts see their hashtag?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I saw a nosy neighbor and I was like, I wonder if they ever like
Right.
notice. Yeah.
Nope. Nope. It's definitely all through the CRM, just ways that you can organize people in the system. They'll only see, you know, the incoming or outbound text, emails, things like that, but they won't see your notes or hashtags or your criteria or anything like that.
Got it.
So let's just go back to your marketing. Down here at the bottom, we're going to go hashtag management, right? Because that's where all of our hashtags live. And we're going to look for that buying in, or that buy in summer. Oh, we got to probably refresh. You always got to refresh. Okay. Where she stay? Okay, maybe it takes a second. Just keep refreshing it here a second. Let's go back. kvCORE can be a little slow sometimes. You just got to be patient with her. She always comes around. Okay, we'll give it a second. We'll come back to that. But she will be here in your hashtag manager. Come on, kvCORE, you're making me look bad. Okay, well, we'll give it a minute. Oh, you know what? You know what? That's Dylan's lead. So it's going to be in Dylan's, I think. Sorry, guys, I'm also an admin. Let me just log on to Dylan's and see. So it creates a little confusion there. Okay. There she is. Okay. Act like this is my page. So here it is. So we went into the hashtag manager, right? Where all of our hashtags live. And you can see down here. Oh, did I bypass it? Right here, by summer 2022, right? With the one person. Awesome. You guys have any questions so far? So 2 ways to create the hashtag, right? Through hashtag manager and by adding it to the notes of the person. Another way is when you manually upload somebody. So here we are on our dashboard. Quick actions, we're going to add contact. And I did this in the last class, if you guys were here for that. But basically, once you go in and add a contact, you can manually add it. And I'm running out of names to add, so I'm not going to do it. But, you know, first name, Kelly Fuller, email, right? Whatever. Permission to call, permission to text and email. It's basically just opting them in for all the goodies. Lead type, if they're buyer, seller, renter, vendor, agent, buyer. Lead status, are they active? Are they already searching and you know them, but you want to put them in your CRM? Are they a client already? Did they close already? Or are they just kind of looking prospect, right? Smart campaign, this is when you can start a smart campaign right off the bat, or you can add a note. So say this was somebody that I met at roller derby and they're looking to buy and they're active, you know, we've talked about it. Maybe I've sent them an MLS listing, or they sent me a picture of a Redfin that they liked. You know, we know she's active, et cetera, et cetera. We can do hashtag. I could put roller derby girl, so I know I met her in roller derby. Or I could do, you know, whatever. You could do more than one even. So I could do roller derby girl or roller derby friend. And then I could also do whatever I wanted to create, right? So that's where you can also create them. So if they're fresh and you don't have a hashtag and you're manually adding them into your system, you can create a hashtag through the add contact. So I can like add it. I can't do it because I'm already in the system, but then once they show up, they would have this hashtag assigned, right? As another way of grouping. So then again, I can go into my marketing, go down to hashtag manager, and then it'll say roller derby friend. And that's when I can click it. It's like, oh, great. All my roller derby friends are in here. And I can communicate to them as a group, or, you know, if I want to just communicate to one of them, I can click on their profile, you know, etc. This guy I put in the system. See if it'll load. I have his info here. I know he owns this Waikoloa Village condo, so I have his address in there. And then I have him under Big Island condo owner. So if I have a seller, or excuse me, buyer come to me, you know, and they're like, oh, I definitely want to buy a condo on the Big Island, you know, that's another way I can have everyone grouped together. I could even go another extreme. And I wonder if you can add it. You might be able to add a hashtag right here. Waikoloa Village condo owner. Oh, yeah. Okay. Another way to create a hashtag is right in their profile. You can do it in the notes, right? Which is one way. Or you could do it right over here on the hashtags. You can assign one that's already there. So say I'm like, I have a specific smart campaign, all designed for people that own Waikoloa condos, and I want to get them to sell, right? I have this whole campaign for sellers for Waikoloa condos. then I can assign that. And when I assign that hashtag, because it's going to be a smart campaign is going to be triggered by that hashtag, it'll start it. Say I'm like, ooh, like Kaloa, blah, blah, blah. So Jesse, to answer your question, you can see some people's hashtags in a couple different areas. Like for here instantly, or for instance, you can see people's. I don't know why. I'll look into that because I'm thinking it's not everyone's hashtag that's ever been created. It's probably just the Big Island EXP people or our team's EXP people, but I don't think anyone has created all of these hashtags. So I'll have to follow back up with that because I need to know that myself on who these belong to. Okay. So that's another way you can create one, right? Is on the side. So if you go then to your marketing hashtag manager where they all live, right? You can find it in here. Right there. Waikoloa Village condo owner. So a hashtag is a way to group people, right? You guys, do you feel like you understand what a hashtag is better now? Anybody have any feedback? Okay.
Kelly, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So when, for example, there is somebody new, a new agent, and they are importing all their contacts, would you suggest to put a hashtag when you import all the contacts, or then the only choice is to go one by one after and label who they are and what they're looking for one by one?
Yes, I recommend it because, so let me show you guys. So for one of the girls that's doing my setup, she had a bunch of Zillow leads similar to Dylan that were just stale in her Zillow that she hasn't really touched in a while. So if you go to Zillow and let me just show you guys. And if you guys get my setup, I will do this for you. And thank you for everyone's patience. It's coming. I'm just trying to perfect it. I think I've gotten a little bit of a perfectionist, but here we go. So inbox. So all the leads live in your Zillow inbox, right? Okay. Contacts. Contacts. Okay. These are flex. So we're on Zillow Flex. So these are the flex ones. And then these are all contacts. So usually all contacts are like the older ones. And over here, if you see export export CSV. CSV is a spreadsheet design that you need for kvCORE to bulk import your leads. So you can export it. And I did that for Misty. So then here, if you go to, I think it's lead gen. And we went over this a little bit last week too. So I'm just kind of going a little faster, but bulk lead import. You can have it to where they will bulk import the leads for you if you have that CSV style. And if you submit a file, and we'll act like we're going to do it here. With your name, it'll say agent, you know, the United States, they're mine, I own them. You can upload the CSV file, right? All done and pretty. Don't know what lead note file is. I just said no. Preferred lead status. Do you want them to be sphere, prospect, active clients? You know, if you decide to put in like my whole roller derby. I want them in my CRM and I have all their emails and phone numbers. I could put them in as sphere, right? However you want. And then it says, do you want to apply a hashtag to these leads? So when you do it, kvCORE will automatically apply a hashtag to all of them with the import and the number. So it automatically does that. So it's going to group everybody by this import. So if you see here, and you go back to your hashtag manager, right? The home, view hashtags. If you go down, you can see, okay, import here. So it's the import number, right? It assigns this hashtag to all of them. So I believe this one was all the Big Island real estate agents. So if I click on, wait, this was a bad one because there's 700. It's going to take forever to load. Let's do 177 here. Okay. So if I click on one of their profiles, you can see over here on the left side, it has that hashtag of that import. So that's one way you can communicate with the group as well, is it'll automatically assign that import hashtag. But on top of that, you can add an additional hashtag. So yes, the hashtags are in my spreadsheet. If you wanted to go next level, you could do like a column and put hashtag and assign each one a different one. But you know, if they're all together in one spreadsheet, they're all probably similar. So you can do yes, please add. And the hashtag will be assigned to all leads connected with it. So again, you know, these hashtags can have a pretty powerful backing to them. So, which I'll show you guys. But if you have oh my gosh, we're coming up on an hour already. Woo! Well, I'm going to keep going, but if you guys want to jump off whenever, thank you for coming. I won't go too much longer, but if you have a hashtag and you have that smart campaign being triggered by that hashtag, if you put that hashtag in here, it's going to start the campaign, right? So you just got to be mindful of that. You got to make sure that you want those people to get that campaign. So I have a campaign going out for, Zillow leads that I've already talked to. So once I pick up the phone, oh no, I would have already talked to these ones too. You know, whatever. So you want to just be mindful that that's the hashtag you want to assign, and you want that you're okay with that smart campaign starting. So for instance, since these are all Zillow, we could do hashtag Zillow lead, right? Hashtag old Zillow lead, you know, hashtag Zillow, whatever. And then, you know, buyer type, blah, 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 blah. But that's where you can add that as well, is right here. Did that answer your question? About?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you might as well. I mean, like I said, the kvCORE people high up, they have a hashtag for everything. They have a million hashtags. So if you wanted to just go and make sure that all these people stay together, you know, you can just do import old Zillow leads, right? You can create anything. Okay, awesome. So we went over what is a hashtag? So it's a way of grouping, categorizing people together. We went over where you can find their home, which is under all marketing, hashtag management. Went over how you can create a new hashtag. And let's go over. So you can also, I'll go over these things kind of quickly, and then we can deep dive them in another meeting. So you can also, where to use it, right? So once you've assigned these hashtags and there's people out there with all these different hashtags, how do you use them? Well, As we saw, you can group mass email them, you can group text them, but how do you filter for them? So if you go to your CRM right here, these are all your contacts. See, contact, okay, my contacts, yes. And these are all the people in your CRM. If you go here, filters applied, these are all different ways that you can filter through your contacts. So if you only wanted prospects to show up, you know, apply filter. Only wanted clients, apply filter. But in this case, we're talking about people with certain hashtags. So you go contact details, and you can do hashtag and check them out. So we did Kona Bali Kai owners. Let's let it load here. Okay. Okay, well, it'll find it. Let's do another one. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh. Awesome. Clicked it in. Always got to click it in where it's gray. And then scroll down and do apply filters. And now that'll pull up everyone that has that filter applied. Where's Tommy? Okay, let's refresh. Well, it should be. So everyone that has that filter will be right here. So that's another way that you can utilize it. If you want to quickly reach it, you can go to their home and reach them through there. Or if you wanted to go, you know, different steps where it's like, okay, you want Kona Bali Kai owners with that hashtag, but you also want them to has a phone number because you want to call them. You could do has phone, or you want to email them, so you has email, or behavioral alerts. You want the ones that do not have a campaign running. So you can kind of like layer different levels here, as opposed to in the hashtag manager, you can just kind of mass email, mass text right off the bat, everyone. This is where you can do some more filters. So Kona Bali Kai hashtag, but also if they, when's the last time I called them? Say I wanted to filter that, right? And you can apply filters. Okay. And I think that's all I'm going to go over today, is basically what is it, how do you create it, and a couple ways you can use it. And then we'll circle back maybe next week. I can do part 2 of the next level of different features, but it's really important that you understand the guts of it and what a hashtag is, so then you can build off of it, because everything in the system, you can assign a hashtag or add a hashtag to it. So if you understand that a hashtag is a way of grouping, then you'll be able to maximize the CRM and the system way more. Like, you know,